So, as we know, I've been talking about Girlfriends coming to a close, and season 8 was the final season, but unfortunately, due to a writer strike, it was not able to be completed and was just abruptly canceled. And ever since that happened, myself and pretty much all the other fans of the show have been thinking about reboots, continuations, a movie to wrap things up. And this year, I found out that that eighth season was supposed to have 13 more episodes, bringing the total to 26 episodes, which makes sense that they would give them a little bit more since it was the final season. And because I've always thought of getting closure for this series through the form of television episodes instead of a reboot or film, I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I think would have happened in those final 13 episodes. So, for episode 14, we see Joan preparing for Aaron's homecoming as she just found out in episode 13 that he is coming home. Meanwhile, William and Monica are suddenly hit with the reality that a baby is coming into their perfect home, their home that is not childproof. And it sends them into a tizzy because they're new parents and have no idea what to do. And at the end of the episode, Aaron returns. And episode 15 starts off with a welcome home party for Aaron. And we follow him and Joan as they try to get back into the groove of things. As we know, they were only living together for a short period of time before he was deployed. And I'm sure Aaron returning to civilian life is not going to be easy for him in the beginning, and I wouldn't be surprised if they both go back to that support group that Joan was going to. And also in the episode, Lynn announces to everyone that she is finally going into the studio and she has some initial studio sessions. In episode 16, we see Aaron and Joan kicking the wedding planning into high gear as they are running around trying to get a bunch of stuff done and a bunch of stuff finalized. Meanwhile, Maya and Darnell are helping William and Monica prepare for their new baby. And we know that Maya and Darnell put their plans to adopt on hold, but because they're spending time helping William and Monica, it kind of replants that seed in their mind and they start thinking and talking about it again. In episode 17, we see Lynn continue working in the studio. Of course, there are going to be ups and downs, but because of her previous studio time experience, we see her able to work through those ups and downs better. In this episode, we also see Joan go wedding dress shopping. And while she's doing this, she's talking to the girls about the wedding planning and her guest list. And Monica brings up Tony, kind of like how she did in the beginning of the season. And we find out that Tony is going to be in town. And so for the rest of the episode, we see Joan kind of wrestle with wanting to meet her, wanting to talk to her, whether it's over the phone or in person. Now, I kind of see this as a standalone episode because I think that Joan would have decided to meet up with Tony, and this is where they just hash everything out. And of course, it starts off super awkward as they're just going through the cordial catch up small talk. And then they start to talk about their friendship over the years. And maybe there are some flashbacks here and there, even to times before the series started, like childhood and them in college. And they both discover that there are things that they both felt and thought throughout the course of their friendship that they never outright said to each other, and that in turn affected the course of their relationship. And I do see Tony saying that she became more aware of all of her self centered, horrible behavior, and that with having Morgan and moving to a different city where no one knows her has helped her kind of come out of that and make her a better person. And I do see Joan taking accountability for the way she acted when her restaurant blew up and all throughout Tony's custody battle and with missing Tony's hearing. And in the end, they do both apologize to each other. Now, how it's left, I mean, they pretty much just cleared the air and started a clean slate. But with both of them living on opposite ends of the country, I don't think either of them know what's going to come of their relationship, if there will be some sort of friendship forward. And I do think that Joan extends an olive branch and invites Tony to her wedding. Now, I don't know if Tony's going to be in the wedding, but I really do think that deep down, Joan just could not imagine her getting married without Tony at least being there. Now, I see these two episodes being about Joan's wedding, kind of like how with Tony's wedding, we got two episodes, how it was the day before and then wedding day. With episodes 19, it is the day before the wedding. We see Joan's parents come in. William and Darnell are giving Aaron advice. Everyone is helping Joan kind of like stay calm and not be frazzled. And I could see Monica having contractions during like the rehearsal dinner, but then they just find out that they're Berks and Hicks and everything's okay. And episode 20 is the wedding. Just this beautiful episode of the coming together of these two people, something we never thought we would see with Joan, but we finally would see if this was actually happening. With episode 21, we see Lynn getting close to finishing her album. And also, Monica has the baby. And of course, we already know that it's boy. Let me know what you think they would have named their son. Anything but William Jr. And also in this episode, Maya and Darnell finally decide that they are definitely going to adopt. Now in episode 22, we see Joan and Aaron return from their honeymoon and get caught up and catch everyone up on their excursions. Let me know where you think they went on their honeymoon. So we see Maya and Darnell go through all the legal social work stuff in order to get approved to adopt. And Monica and William are adjusting to life with a newborn and they are just completely exhausted. In episode 23, we see Lynn finally finish her album, and now we see people talking about a tour for her, and we just see her dealing with all of that. We also see Maya and Darnell get approved to adopt, and they spend some time with Jabari as he is going to not be their only child anymore soon, hopefully, and just kind of like talk him through everything and get a sense of what he's feeling and how he stands and all that. Now, in episode 24, we start to see Joan and Aaron talk about having kids. We also see William start to seriously consider leaving his law firm and starting his own again. And that's because he met another Black person who is working in an all white law firm, kind of feeling the same way he was feeling. And we also see that Lynn's tour gets approved as the record company wants her to tour to promote her new album, and we see her getting all of the details surrounding that. Now, I do see these episodes kind of bleeding into each other and being like this 1 hour in two-part special series finale. In the first part, we see Maya and Darnell told that there is a 2-year-old little girl who is up for adoption, and they kind of just take some time to think about it, discuss it amongst themselves, and with Jabari whether or not they want to adopt this little girl. Also, we see Lynn preparing for a tour, and in the midst of that, contemplating what to do with Joan's house because she's not going to be there for an extended period of time and she doesn't know what she's going to do if she even wants to live there when she gets back. So she kind of just starts talking to Joan about that. And also, William starts talking to Monica again about quitting his job and starting his own law firm. And in the second part, we see Maya and Darnell make the decision to adopt this little girl. And I could totally see Darnell reading the book that he got while Maya was pregnant to little girl, just mad emotions, mad tears. And Lynn and Joan decide that they're gonna just like rent, sublet the place out to someone else while Lynn is on tour, and then when she's done, they'll just move forward and take it from there. And with everyone about to go forth into these new life journeys, they all come together for one last time at Joan slash Lynn's place to discuss their futures. And all the kids are there, Jabari, everyone gets to meet Maya and Darnell's little girl, and we see Monica and William's son again for the last time. Lynn talks about her tour and how excited she is and where she's going and all of the fun details. And William announces that he is going to quit his job and partner up with his new lawyer friend, and they're going to start a law firm of their own. And in the end, Joan announces that she's pregnant. And in the end, everyone is leaving the place and the new renter comes in to see it again, and she is reminiscent of one of the girlfriends. Y'all let me know who you think she's reminiscent of. And that's all I have for you. Now, I am sorry if I have wrecked anyone's emotions. I am also an emotional wreck. But yeah, that's all I have. Make sure you are following me so you can see what show I'm going to be talking about next.